every planet in our solar system spins the right way, except one. This planet doesn't spin, it rolls, like a ball someone kicked and forgot to pick back up. And the reason why should disturb you, because something hit it, something massive, hard enough to knock an entire planet onto its side, and it never recovered. This is Uranus, and everything you think you know about it is wrong. If you're fascinated by the strangest discoveries in space and science, subscribe. The story only gets stranger. Look at Uranus from a distance and it looks boring, pale, blue, featureless. That's a lie. Ask any astronomer and they'll tell you the truth. This planet is broken. Every other planet in our solar system stands roughly upright as it spins. Uranus doesn't. It's tilted 98 degrees. It's lying on its side, rolling around the sun like a wheel instead of spinning like a top. How does a planet end up like that? Physics demands order. Gravity demands alignment. There is only one explanation: violence. Billions of years ago, something the size of 2 Earths slammed into Uranus. Not a graze, a direct hit, an impact with the force of 1 billion nuclear weapons all at once. It didn't just crack the surface, it knocked the entire planet over, and the planet never got back up. Now picture what the collision left behind, because the consequences are worse than the impact itself. If you were standing on the North Pole of Uranus right now, you would see the sun for 42 years straight. No sunset, no night, no relief. Just one unbroken freezing day, stretching across 4 decades of your life. And on the other side of the planet, the South Pole gets nothing. 42 years of absolute total darkness. Imagine being born there. You would grow up, fall in love, grow old, die, and never once see daylight, only stars and the cold. That's not a metaphor. That's literally what 1 year on Uranus does to half the planet, because a single year there lasts 84 Earth years. When Voyager 2 flew past in 1986, it photographed a smooth, dead-looking blue ball, boring, lifeless, forgettable. We were wrong. When scientists looked again, this time in infrared, the dead planet came alive. With horrors, Uranus is called an ice giant, but that name is misleading. This isn't solid ice like a glacier. It's a churning, freezing soup of water, methane, and ammonia. And deep inside, the pressure becomes so extreme that it crushes molecules apart. Scientists believe that somewhere beneath those clouds, it rains diamonds, millions of carats falling endlessly through a black ocean no human will ever see. So why isn't this planet warm from all that violent compression? Why is Uranus the coldest planetary atmosphere in the entire solar system? Minus 224 degrees Celsius, colder than Neptune, colder than anything that far from the sun should be. One theory says the same collision that knocked it over also blasted its internal heat straight out into space, leaving behind something scientists describe almost literally as a frozen zombie core. And if you could somehow breathe on Uranus before the pressure crushed your lungs and the cold froze your blood solid, you'd smell rotten eggs. The upper atmosphere is thick with hydrogen sulfide, a toxic, freezing, foul-smelling hell wrapped in a pretty blue marble. Saturn has its rings, Jupiter has its moons, Uranus has wreckage. Its rings aren't bright like Saturn's, they're black, made of dust and boulders that reflect almost no light at all. A stealth system, hiding in the dark. And its moons are even stranger, 27 of them, named after Shakespeare characters instead of gods. The strangest is called Miranda. Miranda looks like it was smashed apart with a hammer, then glued back together by someone who didn't care if it matched. Giant canyons cut across mismatched terrain that shouldn't sit next to each other. One theory says Miranda was shattered completely, and its own gravity dragged the broken pieces back into a jumbled, scarred mess. And on that broken moon sits the tallest cliff in the entire solar system, Verona Rupes, 20 kilometers high, more than double the height of Mount Everest. If you jumped off the top in Miranda's weak gravity, you wouldn't fall. You'd float. It would take you 12 minutes to hit the bottom. 12 minutes, drifting silently downward, watching the pale, broken face of Uranus stare back at you the whole way down. And even survival isn't guaranteed up there. 2 of Uranus's moons, Cupid and Belinda, are on a collision course. Millions of years from now, they will crash into each other. Uranus isn't just damaged, it's a system slowly eating itself alive. We have visited this planet exactly once. In January 1986, Voyager 2 raced past, took its photos in a matter of hours, and kept flying into the dark, toward Neptune, toward interstellar space. It never looked back. Since then, nothing. We've sent orbiters to Jupiter, rovers to Mars, probes to Saturn's rings. Uranus has been left alone, rolling sideways through the dark for 40 years straight. NASA is finally drafting plans to go back, a probe that would dive straight into that toxic, freezing atmosphere, taste the clouds, measure the chaos. But that mission won't launch until the 2040s at the earliest. Until then, Uranus keeps rolling, keeps its secrets. A planet knocked sideways by violence so long ago that we'll never know exactly what hit it, carrying that scar for 4 billion years. And it will keep carrying it for 4 billion more. A beautiful pale blue corpse drifting through the dark, waiting for us to finally come back and look closer. Do you think Uranus got hit by one massive object or several smaller impacts over time? Comment below. One or many? I want to see what this community thinks happened out there. Tomorrow on Decode, Deep Space, we're staying in the outer solar system to talk about a moon that shouldn't be able to keep a single secret hidden, but somehow has for billions of years. That video drops tomorrow. Subscribe. Hit the bell. We are just getting started.